We are back for another edition of the Free PMS Ladies podcast show.
Whoop, whoop.
Woo! Okay, so we are going to, as always, right now, we are focusing on Married at First Sight UK, and we are almost at the end of the show, but it has been an explosive
Roller
week
coaster, man.
this week. Oh, God, all the drama, all the emotions have come out this week for this show. So, Snoop, let's just get right into it. What has been the highlight of this week for you?
Anything Thomas has been in. that guy, honestly, it's just, yeah. It's like the show's got one pace. Thomas has got another level pace. It's just crazy. So I just feel like he just needs to be, again, center of attention. He just needs it. He just needs the drama and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, let's just break it down from the top to bottom.
Okay, great. Okay, right. So let's rewind. We're going to rewind a little bit. So the couples got to go on like a little retreat away, and obviously the strong couples, it's just helping them become stronger, like with Shanita and Jordan. It seems like Keisha got the D, so she's calmed down a bit, and Kwame seemed to be, doing fine. Zoe and Jenna also seem to be, like on one accord, which is, nice. But then we have complete disruption when it comes to the new ones. So let's start with Sophie and Jonathan. So Jonathan is still feeling backlash from comments that he made at the little private dinner party. Comments that he made to Sophie, which were brought up again at the little private dinner party with Jonathan and Adrian the week before. So Jonathan, just to refresh everyone's memory, Sophie was getting ready to go to the gym with Matt
and Duca.
Yeah.
And
he told her, don't do the exercises that they're doing, because he doesn't want her to kind of have those manly, muscular legs.
Yeah.
Then the conversation evolved into him saying that his preference is not a larger lady. If he got with a woman and she, put on a tremendous amount of weight, he would find that unattractive. So this obviously sent shockwaves, throughout the group. Jenna is feeling very upset and hurt by it, and Jonathan seems to not really care about how his opinions kind of affect other people. So that's been an issue. So Snoop, what do you think of that, like that couple and this particular issue that they're facing right now?
I think again, it's just the way, it's the delivery, isn't it? As of anything. Everything is just how you say it to somebody. And I think he was entitled to his own opinion and preferences. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's the way he delivered it. And most importantly, you delivered it to your partner. So that was just, it seemed very insensitive, and the fact that he wasn't able to see that he was hurting her by saying what he's saying to him is like, I'm just telling you what I like. I'm just being honest, but he wasn't able to see how it hurt her, and that was what the problem is. Because it's okay to say, I mean, Sophie could have been the one to say, yeah, I really don't like scrawny men's, I don't like them lanky or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And again, it's her preference. It would have been her preference in a guy, kind of thing like that. But it's the way he delivers his opinions, and the way he's, like they rightfully called it, the lack of emotional intelligence that he has of how others feel when he delivers what he delivers. So I felt for him. It was another situation where you just wanted to say to someone, stop. You're digging that hole real deep, and every single woman there was absolutely disgusted, by his comment and by how much further he just wasn't able to just um be quite like, see that he was really upsetting Sophie in the process of what he was saying.
Yes. Yes. I mean, this is the thing. My thing is, just like you said, it's the delivery. I actually don't think there's anything wrong with what he says because,
No.
like in terms of when I look at it, when I look at what he really means,
Mm,
first of all, I wouldn't have said it. That's period. I
mm,
wouldn't have said it to my partner, especially not another female. I just wouldn't have said it. I have said it myself.
mm,
My preference is not a large man. I don't find men who are, of a larger stature attractive. That's my, personal preference. If I'm now married to somebody and they now put on a tremendous amount of weight, that may be an issue for me, but that's something that I would work out with my husband privately. I wouldn't pressure him to now lose weight. But I think obviously us females are much more sensitive about it because
mm-hmm.
we punish, we get put through the ringer. Our bodies can do amazing things. And unfortunately, a lot of the time that comes with extra weight,
Mm-hmm.
So I think, like I said, he could have just done it, he could have been a lot more delicate about it. And I feel like she probably didn't just start going to the gym. So you giving her instructions as if she's never been to the gym before, it was a bit silly, like
Yeah.
just kept his mouth shut and just, but for me, every time Jonathan opens his mouth, it's just a car crash. It's a
It
car
is. It is.
crash, and I
It
feel,
is.
but in a way, I feel bad for him. I just feel like telling him, shut the hell up. You've got a nice girl, because I completely misjudged Sophie. I thought she was going to be a stuck up bitch, and looking her nose down on Jonathan. And she's not. She's actually a really sweet girl, and you can see she really wants to make it work. She's really attracted to Jonathan. And I just
Yeah,
think,
because for him to, even when they had the discussion of where they were
yeah,
in terms of how how they where they were in this stage in the relationship, the way he brought it back down, like, yeah, I'm here, I want, what is it that he kept saying he wanted?
like a spark and like sexual
Sparks and whatever.
chemistry.
And I'm like, well, it didn't take you that much to sleep with a girl. Do you understand
Exactly.
what I mean? And I
Yeah.
just think here we go again, kind of
Mm.
thing. As in, you know, the way opposite sex just read things, like, because she's like, damn, I thought we had spark, we had chemistry,
Yeah.
we even did the deed, do you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing. And there's a man saying that don't mean shit to me, that was just
Mm-hmm.
the deed, I'm still
Yeah.
looking for more. And
Yeah.
I felt her hurt, like,
Yeah.
oh shit,
That's
do you
that.
know what I mean? Like, I
Mm.
really felt that for her, because again, as a viewer, I thought they were doing well.
Yep. Me too.
He just gave me a curveball when he said
Yeah.
that, and I thought, oh, Sophie, I feel you.
Mm. I feel like what he did was, now that there's this discord with that comment and him hurting her, he's almost translated it as in, well, now, you've got that problem with me. Well, now I have this problem. That's how it feels, because I
Mm.
never got that sense from him before, that he liked her. They've been getting along. They look amazing together. So, and she's a very attractive girl. So I'm like, where's this coming from now? Where's all of that coming from? I just think it's really, really strange. And I hope they can come back from it. But my prediction is that they won't last.
Yeah, I don't see it lasting. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, and it's a shame. It's a big shame.
Mm.
But hey, that's what the show's about. We'll see what happens. Okay, now let's move it along. Let's move it along now to the feud, the long-standing feud between Thomas and April. What are our thoughts?
I'm exhausted just thinking about it.
Me too.
I'm exhausted. But I love the drama it brings. But when they're going back and forth, I'm lost.
Yeah.
I'm like, a lot. Okay, so Thomas is calling their relationship, her April and George's relationship, fake,
Right.
basically.
Yes.
And so his thing is that they're not really being, I think what I read from it was that they're not really being open enough in the group.
Yes.
They're not
Yes.
really bringing out the honest truth of
Yeah.
what's going on in their relationship to the table like everyone else is.
Yeah.
And I think April and George are excusing that to be like, well, we're quite private people, individual. Do you know what I mean? Or to get together, they're quite private. They don't feel the need to bring stuff to the table, especially if they've already resolved it privately.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? And Adrian's like, well, you are bringing matters outside, but you're limiting it because you're talking to my partner, Adrian. Did I say
Yeah,
Adrian? Thomas. I said Thomas, didn't I?
yeah.
So Thomas is like you're speaking to my partner, you're coming over to my apartment, speaking to my partner about it. So there's clearly issues there, but yet
Mm,
you guys are acting like
yeah,
everything's okay or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I can see George and April's aspect of it. I don't like to overshare shit. Do you know what I mean? What's going on with me is going on with me. When I can't deal and it spills over, that's when it gets out. But if it's able to be discussed and we can work it out, I don't think I need to bring it to
yeah,
um a third party table. I can get that. But again, this is an experiment. This is a show where you're supposed to share
exactly.
certain things. And I think maybe that's what the group is asking for. Do you know what I mean? Be open to us about your problems and stuff like that. Maybe that's why Thomas think it's fake because they're just acting
Yeah,
like everything's cool.
yeah.
I think.
I
See, like I said, I get lost in the drama, so
yeah,
that's what I don't
I
think.
think it was a problem from when from the beginning when
The gossip.
April said, yeah, that Thomas was gossiping. Now, honestly, and now I think anyone that's now watching the show knows that if Thomas really had something to say, he would have said it to that person's face. I'm sorry, like you can see what kind of person he is. He clearly doesn't care about confrontation. He has no problems confronting anybody. He doesn't care really about how he's coming across or how he's looking. If he's got something to say, he's going to say it. And for me, I feel like April herself is a very fake person. I think that George is crazy and needs therapy. That's really what I think. And I think April loves to play the victim, like that voice that she puts on. I think people think that they're fake because we're trying to be private. I just can't stand her. I just don't believe anything that comes out of her mouth.
Mm, mm.
And
It's quick to tears, isn't it? It's quick
oh,
to,
every
yeah,
episode,
very quick. Mm.
people can say what they like about Thomas, but clearly Thomas wears his heart on his sleeve. Whatever he's really thinking. Yes, he might make a mountain out of a molehill, but you know what he's thinking. You know what he's thinking. You know what he's feeling at all times. Maybe he should. Maybe he overshares, but yeah, he really doesn't like her and he really wants to expose her. And for me, Adrian he might not deliver things the way Adrian does, but I think he definitely agrees with the fact that, there's some fakery going on because obviously he's getting another interpretation of things from George. And yeah, it was definitely apparent when they had the last commitment ceremony and he wanted to speak his truth. And Paul, the expert, the idiot, shut Adrian down. Anyway, that's by the
I
by.
think I think I think George and April's relationship is a very, very hard one because the fundamentals in any relationship is to be able to trust your other half. Do
Yes.
you understand me?
Yeah.
And like I said before, I feel for April in the sense that if you have to constantly reassure somebody,
Yeah.
it's exhausting. I cannot spend my life or my most part of my relationship walking on eggshells, making sure I don't look a certain way at a person or say a certain comment, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just so you will trust me. I just feel, just like you said, Thomas just um George just needs to, if he's not ready to trust, he should just leave this woman be.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's just so much. And obviously, when they met the mom, and the mom's like, I just don't want you to hurt him. I'm like, that's a lot of pressure to put on a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what
Yeah.
if something happens that it's not within her control or whatever? It's a
Mm.
lot of pressure to be like, I just don't want him to be hurt. I just don't want you to hurt him. Okay, but he could hurt me too.
Exactly.
You know?
That's
Like, what
true.
the hell? I'm
Mhm.
just like, you either trust or you don't. You're finito.
Exactly.
But for somebody to be the one to have to overly exhaustively reassure you, whatever, your insecurities are your insecurities, and you need to work with that, because that could hold the relationship back and hold an individual back as well, you
It
know?
will. Yeah.
Yeah.
It will. So no, I 100% agree. I 100% agree with that. I just don't like them. That's it. I'm done
No,
with them. I don't really like them.
I'm
And
not
yeah,
invested in their relationship, to be honest
yeah,
with
no, mind. It's not going to last. We know that. Okay.
you.
So let's move on to the real drama. Now, that last like dinner party that they had, that little tea, like looked like a little Mad Hatter tea party that they Alice in Wonderland kind of looking tea party. Now, the big tea was about the whole kind of, I guess, wife swap between Matt. So Matt and Gemma, their relationship was toast. And well, Gemma came to the retreat thinking that maybe
They could
she
rebuild. Yeah.
Matt can rebuild.
Mhm.
Matt came there thinking, "Oh, I've seen Whitney, and might want to explore that." Whitney and Duca is complete toast. Also, and Whitney's looking like, "Oh, I kind of like that tattoo faced guy. You know, I really like the boy." Like she
The
keeps saying,
boy.
"Yeah, really like the boy." So, what do you think about that in terms of the fact that everybody knew in the house, with the exception of Gemma? What do you think about that, Snoop?
Everybody knew, or Gemma just didn't want to see.
Oh,
Because if everybody knew
mm,
and you're the only one who didn't know, is it because you didn't want to see?
that's
That's
true.
the ask.
Yeah.
Because again, the hopefulness of it all, you know, like I just don't think the guy could have been more, apart from him calling you to one side or saying I'm leaving, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which he did anyway. But what do you call it? I just can't see how much more this person could have been like, I'm not interested. And I think a lot of times we as women are always quite, we hold on to hope. I always say we just hold on to maybe you know, this and that. Do you know what I'm saying? He was distant. He moved out. Do you know what I mean? He
Yeah.
never gave you a chance again. Like, and even the way he was speaking to you and the way he was conducting himself around you was just so ugly. Like, why would you even want that? Do you understand? So is it a case of um maybe she just didn't want to see it? Do you know what I'm saying? Kind of thing. But at the same time, I'm just like, I don't understand the connection other than the mothers, because obviously Matt's mom's going through cancer. Whitney lost her mum. Other than that they spoke about, I was like, well, where's the other? What drove you two together? Do you get what I'm saying? I just didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, if everyone knew, I feel like, Jem, come on, you probably should have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So no, Snoop. I definitely agree. Definitely agree with that. I don't know. I think she was really deluded, and just like you said, she was really holding on to this false hope that okay, maybe they can work it out. But for me, it was very clear at one point that not even at one point, it was just very clear that it wasn't going to happen.
Mm.
Hey, I'm sorry, it was very
He
clear.
checked out. He
Yeah,
checked out.
he more than checked out.
So
But
how did you think? I don't know if it's editing, but how did you feel about the whole um those two playing they're not playing footsie, what's the word? Eyeing up each other across
oh,
the table, smiling at each, flirting across the table.
oh,
I was like, wait, I was like, Gemma,
oh,
you know, for Gemma to say, I can see that. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? I
yeah,
was like, you saw that and you did not throw a drink in her face like the other. I would have tossed the drink in her face because it was disrespectful. It
yeah,
was very disrespectful. The way the two of them did that,
yeah,
that was very, and they were just so shameless about it.
yeah,
Very shameless about it. Like they didn't care that she's there or that Duke is there. And Duca, let me not even go about Duke. Duca had all the mouth in the world against Thomas,
yeah,
but you didn't have the mouth in the world against the man who's stealing your woman. I just didn't
exactly.
understand that. You had so much energy for Thomas. Thomas,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the one. You better not know
Yeah.
I'm not the one. But the one you should be
Trust
saying
me,
it
you
to, the
are.
one cuddling you down, and you can
Mm-hmm.
see your woman flirt, and you're like, well, karma, dada. I was just like, boy, get off the show.
You know,
Just
it was
get
just
off the show. I
ridiculous.
got more every time Duca talks, I'm just like, shut up.
Yeah,
Shut up. I get what we need to like about
exactly.
you. Yeah, just shut
Yeah.
up. You have no backbone. What's this? Like, at least stand up for what, like stand up for
Mm-hmm.
what's right. They're disrespecting you and you're letting him do that.
Exactly.
At
No,
least Gemma fought her, for herself. You are just, oh, no, sorry.
no, I agree. I 100% agree with what you just said. I think me, at the end of the day, I do agree that in a way you can't help who you fall for. But
Mm-hmm.
if you're an adult, there's a way you can conduct yourself. Do you know what I mean? There is a way that you can conduct yourself, which
Especially when there's another person involved as
involved.
well.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Do you know what I mean? You can do it in a respectful way, and you can also do it in a way that not everybody knows. That the first person that will know of anything, going on will be the people who are affected the most. So
Yeah.
for me, the minute even someone else caught wind, and I knew that someone else may have,
Mm.
I would have straight away.
Yeah, he waited too long, right?
Yeah,
He was flirting with her across the table. He waited way too long to call her to one side. Before we
yeah.
sat down, can we
Mm-hmm.
just go have a chat?
Yeah.
because you know they're gonna spill it on in that thing, innit?
Yeah, exactly. For me, the way Kwame dropped it, don't get me wrong, I loved it.
I
The
loved
one
it.
who's consoling you, Duca, the one who's consoling you is the one that's stealing your girl. How ironic, And I felt like, yeah, for me, Duca let them off too easily. He was there being quiet, just in the background. Nobody kind of gave a shit in a way, and I feel like he seemed like he didn't give a shit either, really, but it was what it was. So let's move it along a little bit. What do you think? Like, shocker of yesterday was the fact that the experts have now let those two, Matt and Whitney,
It's called
continue
Married
on
at
as
First Sight. It's not called Dating at First Sight. There's
That's
dating
true.
shows. They
It's
can do
true.
that elsewhere. It's called Married at First Sight. I
Yeah.
just don't understand. I think it's more just, I think it's more just for
Entertainment.
viewing purpose, entertainment
Yeah.
purpose, because they were disrespectful, just done.
Yeah.
That was just it. And you said it. You said it that you did not condone the way they handled it and the way they went about their relationship, kind of thing. So then why give them a grace card?
Exactly.
Do you understand? You've done the signs. I don't know what signs you've done, but you didn't do it initially to pair them together in the first place.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, and then, but it's the fact that they labeled it a couple, not a married couple. I'm just like, well, then continue that couple ship outside of the experiment. Then bye.
I agree. I think, but just like you said, because people, they're saying, oh, the science or whatever. I'm thinking, oh, whatever. It's all rubbish. It's all, okay, let's keep this drama going. Let's give Thomas more fuel.
That's what it is.
And don't get me wrong, I'm here for it. I'm here to watch it. I'm here for it. But I think what would have probably been better is they were both going to leave in terms of leaving their partners anyway. And I think what they should have done is just left. Do you know what I mean? Like, as in, leave and then contact the show and say, well, we want to come back because we actually think that maybe there might be something between the two of us. And it would have been a shock to the original couples, but I think it would have been
done better, and it would have been received a lot better.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would have gone, well, I left the show and I contacted Whitney because I felt like we had a good friendship and maybe it could be something. Do you know what I mean? I think there would have been less dirt on it, had it been done that way. But I mean, I'm here for the drama. I know Thomas is just like, yeah, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing. And I think April's okay with it because it's like, okay, while those two are there, no one's looking at me and my relationship, my train wreck of a relationship. So that's fine, that they're here. I really don't care, but yeah, okay. So lastly,
let's go to Kwame.
Oh, that's exactly. So lastly, and I was devastated to know that Kwame was from East London because I thought there's enough dirt in East London. I told you about
you people.
Shut up. There's enough dirt in East London. We don't want any more. So it's now, okay, the last commitment ceremony, it was brought up that Kwame actually wanted to leave the experiment and for him and Keisha to,
Keisha, okay.
Yeah, Keisha. Him and Keisha to, go it without the experts. Now we understand why.
Why?
Because he's brought her to East London, but he doesn't want to take her to his
home.
He
took her to a park. My girl was holding her coat and stuff, sitting on the bed. I was like, what? It was like a day trip.
Oh,
and then he was like, so what do you think of what? I was like, you're going to have a conversation with me in the park? No, sorry.
Nice family park. I was thinking, most parks are the same. Like, there's nothing new to see here. Like, he's very
so he didn't take her to his house.
Yes.
Claiming that it's because he's private and secretive. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it was like, okay, private and secretive about what exactly? I mean, I'm like, you've lived with Keisha. If there's any part of you that felt like, like, I don't want to bring a crazy bitch in my house to know my address and la 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 this and that, but you've been sleeping with this person in the bed. If she wanted to do anything crazy or kill you or whatever, she would have done it by now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If she was a crazy psychotic, this crazy girl, do you know what I mean? You would have known by now. You spent 6 weeks with her.
Yeah.
If all by yourself, and now to your place, you're like, now I'm gonna be. I was like, no, what are you hiding? Obviously, social media is saying maybe he's a hoarder, maybe it's not actually his place, it's his mama's crib. Maybe I don't think anything of that. I just think it's just another one of Kwame's bullshit.
Yeah,
that's just it.
That's what I think. I mean, I think at the end of the day, and I always say this, you've seen the show. You had to have seen the show to have known to apply for the show and go on the show. You know this is a part of it. If that's not what you want, why are you on the show? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Why? Even if, because it can be done, even if you get a friend's place. Do you know what I mean? You're like, look, I'm on this show. Can I now, like be at your place, da 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 da, XYZ. Some people do that. And it's like, okay, yeah, cool. Do you know what I'm saying? But you took her to a park. I'm sorry. Like for me, anything Keisha says about you now,
so then
you deserve it.
Then they went for the meal. And at this point, I agree with Keisha because I feel like she was a bit too much.
Yes.
But I felt like I would have been fed up by this now. Do you know what I mean? Because now I don't even know where I stand. And I love her for being a strong woman, for standing up for herself and standing up against his crap. Because I was just like, yeah, you're not being transparent with her where she stands. Do you get what I mean? And now you're saying stuff that you never said to her, and you're claiming you had. Do you know what I mean? I was just like, oh, girl, you're strong. I would have left. I really would have left. Kwame's full of crap. I just feel like he's full of crap, and he's a control freak. I feel like. Okay. But I will say my girl's dress was very distracting.
Oh God, that dress.
I did not know where to look, and I thought if I, as a viewer and a female, did not know where to look, I can't imagine what these other men were thinking.
I said the same thing. I was like, I must support Keisha. Can you please get your tits out of my face, please?
Love the confidence, but I was so distracted, and I thought these men must be so distracted also.
But yeah, he got what he deserved as far as
he did, and I'm glad she gave it to him.
And even when she said this before the park, she was like, I'm showing you the real me. You need to show your real self, bitch. Like when he said that, I started laughing. I was thinking, you are so right. Oh gosh, but yeah,
he is a bit. That is exactly what she called him is what he is.
Yeah, he is a bit
stupid.
Yeah,
and now so now is he supposed to now come to her house and because
exactly.
If I was her, I'll take him to McDonald's and just be like, yes. Since you can't show me your life, I can't show you mine.
Yeah, exactly. Oh gosh,
but all the other couples seem to be going on quite well.
Yeah.
But I think the second drama is when Matt and Whitney rejoin the group. So we're looking for that drama on Monday.
Yes.
And also obviously to do the flip side of couples going to see the other sides, their other partners, house and lifestyle kind of thing. So yeah, I think it was a decent show due to Thomas, but it's so easy for that show to just be dry if it wasn't for him. What did you think of with Adrian's best friend chatting about Thomas?
Gosh,
I want to say, girl, shut up and go get yourself a man.
All I was thinking was he doesn't want to be with you. He doesn't want to be with you. So do you know what I mean? So stop being, I wasn't really comfortable.
Yeah, she was making it too much about herself. I was like, it's not about you.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
He doesn't have a family, so I was his only family there. So I felt highly emotional. I was like, bitch, sit down. It's not about you.
Just honestly, it was just too much.
Yeah, I can see how Adrian is able to handle Thomas because he's had practice through this bitch. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because she's a lot of work.
Don't get me wrong. I felt like Thomas handled her really nice, like the way he was talking.
Yeah, he did,
and stuff. Which really I was quite surprised, But yeah. Oh, anyway. Okay, well, we can't wait to see what happens next week. I'm eagerly waiting to see what happens when the couples actually find out that that Matt and Whitney are now a part of the process. Ooh, that's going to be drama. Ooh, can't wait. Okay, well, we'll leave it there. As always, guys, contact us on IG, Facebook, Twitter, Podbean. Check us out on iTunes. Email us at freepms.ladies@gmail.com. I'm your girl, Queen P.
I'm Snoop.
Bye, people.
Bye.